What's poppin', y'all? It's La Que Hay and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm actually going to be doing a juicy questions video. I've never done one on my channel. I've asked a couple times on my Instagram, but sometimes I'll be talking to myself and that's okay. But I have a list here that I came up with and did so with one of my best friends. So we're gonna go ahead and see what these questions look like, answer some of these questions, and really get real with y'all because that's what I do. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a couple different products. I don't know if I've used them in any of the videos as of recently. My skin's already prepped and glowed up. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and do that now, and TikTok. I did my hair last night and I did like a cute little curly hair tutorial. I'm gonna touch it up, of course, because I slept out of my scarf last night. So yeah. Also, if you don't have the elf sunscreen, elf skin sunscreen, my absolute favorite, it leaves your skin looking so glowy, so radiant, so just looks so great. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I have a couple of things here that I feel like so I guess let me start with my eyebrows. Oldest I date and youngest I would date. Okay, so I have thought about this because obviously you just never know, like maybe your husband is like a year or two younger than you. I think the youngest I would date is like 26. I'm about to be 29. I feel like that's the youngest, and even that is a little pushing it. Oldest, I feel like oldest, as long as they looking good and they do it for themselves, I feel like a good age is like 45. I think that's the oldest. I feel like in your 50s, that's too much for me, at least. I know there's people who do it, but I'm not one of them. Polygamy. Would I ever do polygamy? And the answer is absolutely not. I mean, for whoever that like works for, kudos to you, because I couldn't. I feel like I'm way too, not territorial, but I just feel like it's not for me at all. So you can count me out because it's just not gonna be me. So if that was your idea of like, oh my god, we could spice things up, spice them up somewhere else, because I'm not the one. Would you date somebody that lived with a baby mama? Absolutely not. I'm sorry, I just feel like if you're dating while you're in the home, like it's pointless because no one's gonna believe you. And if they do believe you, then that's not okay. Because there's definitely women who are like, oh no, he's just living there. He's just living there. Don't piss me off. He is not just living there. He's living there and doing more than just living there. I'll tell you that freaking much. So I feel like if, let's say you did break up and you're living at home with your baby mom, then just wait to date after you literally get out of that situation. Like, find yourself a place. It's just, in my opinion, it's just easier that way. Like, I'm not about to do this with you. Like, I don't know if you think that I'm beautiful and I look like a freaking clown. No, just because I'm putting on makeup doesn't mean I am. So you figure it out. You're nice, whatever. Like, he could be like the man of my dreams, but he won't be the man of my dreams because he will live with his baby mama. No, absolutely not. What do you need healing from? I feel like obviously abandonment issues as a kid when your like parent has passed away is a really big one. Obviously I feel like my mom did a really good job at not making me feel like horrible, even more horrible after the tragic passing of my dad. But obviously the way my dad, you know, passed away, it is bound to give you abandonment issues and maybe a couple other things that I just am not aware of. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Of course, I feel like, I don't know, I'm trying to think. I definitely have not been diagnosed with it, but I'm 150,000% that I have OCD. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, like, right now my room is actually very clean. I do go through episodes like that, but it actually isn't even about like cleanliness or anything. Like, I freak out if I just left the house and I feel like I left the door open, like I have to go back. Like if I'm driving and I feel like I ran over a pothole, it just gives me like instant like, oh my god, I have to go back. So like I have to circle around it. Something that could take me like 15 minutes to do ends up taking me so much longer, just because I keep having to confirm that I did it, and I hate that. OCD at its finest, apparently. So I need to work on that. What attributes you look for in a man, physically and mentally? So I feel like physically in a man, I feel like the most important, not most important, but I feel like a man who has like broad shoulders. I love broad shoulders. And I know that's random as hell, but I just feel like it gives manly. So I feel like that's one. The second one is gonna end up being, I feel like, a guy who has like a really nice smile. Like, stop, you're making me blush. As far as like mentally, because that's the only two things that I can really think about off the top of my head that I'm like a big sucker on: a smile and like broad shoulders that just give me manly, you know. As far as mentally, I feel like when a man is a manly man, and I know you're probably gonna be like, what does that mean? I feel like when a man can truly like put his pants up and get rugged if he needs to, but also take care of himself. Like, of course, there's guys who like get pedicures, and like a man who has like goals and just knows what he wants and just is really determined to get to that point. I love that. I feel like it's so amazing. A man who works on his mental health. Yes. What did you learn from your last relationship? So me personally, in my last relationship, I was with the person for almost 6 years, so 5.5 years, and through the last year and a half, I feel like I already knew what needed to be done, but it kind of just dragged itself on. You've already spent so much time with that person, you've already built memories, you've already done everything. It's really difficult for you, and you really think someone is gonna change. Some people think that just because, you know, you're not getting cheated on, like there's not other places and areas within your relationship that need work on, and that's just the honest to God truth. I feel like one thing I learned was not to take my time lightly. If I don't see a future with you, if you don't see a future with me, let's cut our losses. I don't have no hard feelings, and you have none about me. We're cool, but what we're not gonna do is waste each other's time. I think that's just really important that we don't do. Another one definitely is, you will never be perfect for the wrong person. And I had to learn that the hard way. It doesn't matter how much the person may treat you better than the average person in a relationship. Like, it doesn't matter if they do a lot. Like, if you are not, like, it's always something new, I feel, and you're just never basically enough, that's a problem. Like, at that point, they're trying to build a bear. Another thing is, don't ever, that's another thing I learned. Not that I compromise too fucking much. Is not to compromise parts of yourself that you just know you're not willing to compromise on. And it's really important that you don't do that. Yeah, I learned a lot of things in that last relationship, and I feel like there's certain things that I'm just not gonna allow in a future relationship. Let's see. Do you prefer giving or receiving? I am definitely both. Next, we have toes sucked. I have gotten my toes sucked. It's not like, oh my god, like I love it. I just feel like, my personal opinion, I just feel like it could be too much. You know what I mean? I feel like it could be a lot, especially when they stop and move to another foot. You're like, ugh, my foot's all wet now and the AC is blowing on it. Ugh. Yeah, that's what I think about when that happens. All right, so I'm pretty sure that that is everything for today. If you definitely enjoyed this Q&A, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to see another one, let me know as well. And of course, thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.